Hello and welcome again to a new tutorial. This time we will check how to create an interactive book in the LUMI software. LUMI shows in its main menu two different options. We will go to the H5P editor and click on Start. Then we have two options again: open an existing H5P or creating a new one. In this case we will choose create a new one to look how that works. We can here on the content hub look for interactive book and I can select it, and then we will go here on the different sections of the settings of our interactive book. So mainly the interactive book is made by a title or name of the book. We can enable a book cover. I will show you later how that works. And a book is made of pages, right? So we can add, using this button, more pages in our interactive book, and every page has a column. That's why this is called, in this case, untitled column, because we can add after that content on these columns, one below the other. And by using this button, we can add as many as we need, different kinds of content. Every single part of the content of that page can be defined by choosing what kind of content we want to put in each section by choosing the kind of content here from this list. There are also H5P interactive elements or kind of contents. So by itself, the interactive book is kind of a container where we can add almost all the different H5P elements. Until now, there are not all of them available, but most of them, or many of them. So the last part of this interface is the behavioral settings, which has these four different options. We can decide to show or not the table of content as default. I will show you what is that table of content. Display this progress indicator in terms of the activities we can include on the interactive book, and enable automatic progress. That means the tool will detect if we already do some tasks or not based on our interaction, and if at the end there will be a summary of activities also to be shown and to submit all those activities. If we want to display that part, we can activate it here too. Okay. The last option is the text overrides for the translation in case that we want this book to be in another language. We can choose from this huge list of different languages in what language we want to show the general instructions. The content of the book is one thing, but all the buttons and all the things where people will click on, it will be in a specific language. We can define that language here. Okay, so this is the interface. We will start naming our book. So this is the name of the book. Let's be original and write that. At the moment, I won't be enable the cover book, the book cover at the moment, because it will be easier for us to do at the end if we will switching between the editing and the view mode in order to look what happens with our content. So let's start just like that, and I will call our first column with a maybe a common name, introduction. Here, this page, when I write the name of the column here, it will be reflected here, and this is a good way of organizing our content. Remember, you can display or not the whole content here by using these collapsible menus when we are starting to add something. So it's important that we call all this content with a name that makes sense for us to remember what is the content about. So let's start with a simple text here to write the title of that introduction. This is just the name for this specific content, and when we type here that name, we will see here that name and what kind of content that is, okay? But it's not the content by itself. I see that here is the introduction, and that is a text kind of content, but the content, in this case the text, it has to be written here. So I have to repeat again name introduction if I want to have that as a title, for example, and then here the text that I want to add in this section. Even I can write whatever, and if I want to add a link, for example, I can add it by clicking here, put some URL dot whatever, and select how I want this to be open. And I recommend to choose the blank one in order to get that in a new window or in a new tab. When I am finished there, and our link will be active there. Okay, so let's see what this I want to just change these to a bigger size and maybe put it in the middle. It will be nicer for our title. So now I want to look what this look like, because now I have different pages here, 3 pages, and 3 different contents, but only one with text. So what this look like? Okay, let's click on the view menu in the view mode, and I will notice, okay, here is the name of the book shown there. Here is the navigation tool. This table of content, is this what that means? Okay, it's by default show there, but I can activate it or deactivate it with this button. And the section, the first page is called here, introduction, and here is my text, but I am not seeing the other parts, and there is just one page. That's right, because those sections here, those pages, are empty. There is the content, but we have not selected until now what kind of content is that and what is the content all about. So if we have other sections, but those sections are empty or the content is not defined, they won't be showed on our view mode. Okay, so let's think that here we can add another kind of content. Let's try the chart one and say that we want here to show some statistics. Okay, and let's see. Yep, I want a pie chart. The men will be shown here. In my group are 27 men. Let's choose red for them, and for women we have 45 in our group. Let's choose green, a green color for them. So now I got a chart with two different categories. I can collapse these categories. I even can collapse the whole content, these two, and this is very useful. Remember to use as a clever name here to know what we have, because another way we have always to click here and know what was that content all about, and it's taking too much space when we are doing long columns here. Let's see what is look like. It's like that. It's starting with our text section there, and there is a chart with the colors that we choose, the numbers, and the categories. So it's that simple. If we add more pages, we will get more sections. For example, chapter 1 will be this, and chapter 2. As long as I name it, there will be, no, I have to add also content to have something to be shown there. So I will add again, for example, text here with chapter 1. Let's copy and paste it here. Again, with a little bit more design, you will have more time to do that by yourself. Maybe for chapter 2, again, text here with same chapter 2 again here. And let's see what happened. Now I have more sections here with those texts. Okay, great. So in general, you will be able to create this interactive book as easy as we did now, and you will be able to add more content or more pages by using those two buttons here. And the next step is to decide what of those behavioral settings should be active or not. If we disable the table of content, you will see that when you look at the book, this interactive menu will be closed, and the user has to be aware that this is a menu and open it, or will check after that this is working like that. But you can decide all those behavioral settings by yourself depending on what you want to do. The other thing that I told you is about this book cover. If I enable this book cover, I will get this three different fields of information. I can add here a short description to give an idea about the book. What is the content about? Maybe to add some cover picture to that, and here I can add all the copyright information and so on about that picture, and maybe an alternative text for that cover in case that is not shown for any reason. If I leave that enabled there, I will go to the view model, see that now here is showed the name of the book, the short description, the picture of that cover, and I have to click here on read in order to look at the content of the book. And that's why I mentioned maybe it's not the best idea to start working on the content of our interactive book and enable that cover, because every single time that we change from the edition mode to the view mode, we will have to click here in order to look at our content, and that can be a little bit annoying. So my suggestion is you can put all the content of your cover already there, but keep it on disabled in order to go easily with the view mode and change between edition and view mode. Okay? After that, it's important that you go when the content of your book is ready. It's important that you save that file in order to don't lose whatever you did. So here I will save it like test H.H5P. That's the extension of these files, and I will notice this message that my content is already saved. Now I can go back to the menu and even close LUMI without any concern of losing my content. If I go here to this menu and I want to go back there, my content will be there, but it's always easy to close this thing, and if I didn't save that file, everything what I did will be lost. This is something that has to be improved in LUMI, and I'm sure they will do that in the future versions. Maybe when you see this video, it's already fixed with some message or something like that. Let's remember that LUMI is quite new in that sense. Okay, so please always go to the file menu and save your content as many times as possible when you are doing changes, and always save it before closing your LUMI app. So that's it for this time, and I hope you have a very clear explanation on how to create interactive books. Have fun doing those interactive books. Ciao, ciao.